It's the nicest weather the moon has ever had! It's time to conquer Earth!
Crisis! Rita has escaped! Recruit a whiny internet celebrity with attitude!
Hello, I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember?
What are you doing?
Yo, nostalgia critic! Stop it! What's going on here? Why am I in the 60s version of the Batcave? Oh, God.
Greetings! I am Zordon, the big weird head.
I think your Skype connection needs a little work there, buddy. You're coming in all blurry. You ain't fiddle with these knobs.
I am Oz.
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
I, Vigo, the Scourge of Carpathia.
Stop it! I have brought you here because Rita, our oldest and most embarrassing enemy, has returned. She wishes to foil the Power Rangers' 20th anniversary.
What? Why?
Because she's the most pathetic villain we've ever had, and resents the show for it. So she wants to see everything connected to the Power Rangers destroyed.
Well, what do you need me for? I'm just a critic comedian. Critician.
That's precisely why we need you. Rita has taken over every screen in the world and is showing one of the Power Rangers' most despised projects.
You don't mean...
Yes! Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
You want me to review the sequel to the first Power Rangers film? I didn't even like the show growing up. I was too old for it. I thought it was a silly exercise in combining Saved by the Bell with Godzilla stock footage.
Exactly. The more you can tear this movie apart, the more it will lose its power.
I don't know. I feel a little strange ripping into something that's been around for 20 years.
Come on, Nostalgia Critic! Are you afraid? You should be! Even the fans don't like this movie! And once they're reminded of how stupid it all was, they'll remember how stupid the show was too! The Rangers will be destroyed, and I will be the greatest villain forever!
Alright, you poorly dubbed vixen! I'm not afraid of any film! Bring it on! This is Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. So, yeah, to start off, what is it called that anyway? I get the turbo part, oddly enough. It was the word of the week. But doesn't some of the epicness get lost when you refer to it as just a Power Rangers movie? Doesn't that make it sound a little bit more run-of-the-mill? Like the writers were asking, what kind of big, massive story should we tell? And the producers were like, I don't care, just make a Power Rangers movie. Throw in a boring, long-winded Star Wars scroll for all I care.
On a distant planet lives a great wizard named Larigo.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a slow movie, isn't it? Look at that, the narrator is waiting for the text to come up so he can read it.
Golden key which unlocks the dimensional gateways of the universe. Larigo.
Nothing like starting off a movie named Turbo with some slow, monotonous, awkwardly paced text. We see on Planet Moldy Cookie that there's a group of soldiers chasing after oh Jesus, a Warwick Davis pale kid. This terrifying concoction is actually a wizard named Larigo, and an evil pirate named Divatox, yeah, I know, sounds like a butt injection, is after him because she can use his magic to unleash an evil demon that she wants to use to conquer the universe. But let's face it, you're not listening to a thing I'm saying right now because you're still so focused on how amazingly bad that puppet is. Yeah, he only seems to have one expression throughout the entire film. He's like the Daniel Craig of Muppet Ewoks. But he uses his magic wand to escape to Earth, where we see the Power Ranger girls are spending their time emotionally connecting and developing children's minds at a nearby shelter, and the boys are just kicking shit. Oh, yeah, that's what we do. Fuck the community, we can hit shit.
No, now look, you're trying too hard.
It turns out they're training for a tournament, but Power Ranger Rocky, the others feel, is simply trying too hard.
Hey, Rocky, maybe we are trying too hard. Maybe we're not trying hard enough.
How do you throw yourself out of a ring? That's a little tougher than it sounds, guys. I mean, look at that. He clears right over the road backwards from a jump spin kick. Is that even doable?
All right, Kick, let's see your jump kick. All right, take 5, Critic.
So Rocky is put into a hospital as a boy from the shelter sneaks in to say hello. But when he hears Rocky's friends coming, he hides under the bed, because kids do that. Thus, he sees that they're being called to their Power Ranger duties.
Justin, did you just hear all that?
You guys are the Power Rangers?
They beam to their headquarters where, oh Christ.
Larigo has taken great pains to hide his exact location.
What?
You know, Zordon, in the last movie, they at least gave you an upgrade. We can make you out better, you look more three-dimensional, and your lips actually match what you were saying. Why have you gone back to being a half-focused magic eye picture?
You don't understand. Our entire budget went into Divatox's cleavage and Johnny Young Bash's haircut. It was a sacrifice that needed to be made.
Was it really worth it?
Look at the cleavage print.
Okay, they are pretty nice.
Thank you.
He is somewhere in Central Africa. Equip yourselves with the power boxes and teleport there immediately.
And be sure to keep a close eye out for that wascally wabbit.
So they strap on their Mattel Ghostbuster packs and go looking for signals of soccer balls in the area. But a certain snake has a taste for a certain cat. What is with these guys and throwing themselves off cliffs? I've seen lemmings more cautious than them. Yeah, now we're talking. So the Mighty Morphin powers are not waterproof, sorta?
Hey, as long as they never attack Wisconsin Dells, we're fine.
I want to throw myself off something too! She injures her leg, but Tommy manages to get her to safety. Meanwhile, on the Ninja Turtle sub, we see that Divatox has captured two onlookers, Bulk and Skull. You know, the bullies who picked on everybody, but if they really existed, they'd be the ones that get picked on all the time. And she plans to use them as sacrifices for the demon she's going to bring back, which I'm totally fine with.
Are these my two humans of purity and strength?
Yeah, check them out.
I am giving you one more chance. Don't blow it.
That was silly even by the movie standards. But Tommy and Kat finally discover the wizard in all his glitching animatronic glory.
Yes. Alpha. My name is Tommy, and this is Catherine. We're friends.
As the humanized version of Disney's Tarzan, welcome.
They beam him back to headquarters, but the Rocky Horror Fifth Element show finds two strangers scuba diving nearby. But it turns out they're more familiar than they seem. It's Kimberly and Jason of the original Power Rangers team, and they get captured by Divatox's minions.
This is so lame. You know, we come back here to surprise everybody and help out with the shelter.
Surprise everybody? How are you going to surprise everybody by scuba diving in the middle of nowhere?
I mean, granted, nobody would have seen that coming, but I think you would have had to wait a while before you were discovered. If ever.
Rangers, after all these years, I have finally located Kimberly and Jason.
Ay, ay, ay! Show them on the screen!
Oh my god.
Thus, Divatox uses them and Larigo's wife and child to force the Rangers to turn the wizard over.
I don't understand it. Why does Divatox want Larigo?
She will likely travel to the lost island of...
Oh, for God's sakes, Thomas the Tank Engine moves his mouth more than he does!
Even the Zords would not be enough to stop them.
So the wizard says he wants to hand himself over, but the Rangers agree not before they release Kimberly and Jason.
Bring Chris closer first! You have no choice, humans!
Larigo's gone! Larigo! No!
Their performances are meh. They dump the bodies into the water, only to discover they were just dummy decoys. Ingenious. Their acting is so lifeless, nobody could possibly tell the difference.
No, it's fake! Tommy!
By the way, have you noticed anything missing from this Power Rangers movie?
Hello, the fucking Power Rangers!
We're 35 minutes in and they haven't morphed once. Is the reason it's called a Power Ranger movie because there's literally just a Power Ranger in the entire thing?
Well, we needed that extra time to push our new product, the Turbozords.
Well, how much time do you need to push that?
Behold your new Turbozords. They are extraordinary cars. Vehicles equipped with the power and velocity of turbo technology. Individually, they are formidable fighting machines. but when merged together, they form the Turbo Megazord, the most powerful Zord ever created. Desert Thunder will be yours to command. Catherine, yours is called Wind Chaser. Tanya, Doonstar is your Turbo Zord. And Tommy, Red Lightning will serve you well.
Oh my god, as marketing whores go, you're making Transformers look modest.
It's working! Your criticisms are restoring brain cells to the viewers, and the movie's powers are getting weaker. Continue your review, Critic.
Alright. As time goes along, we do finally see the Power Rangers transform into their new costumes.
I've never felt anything like this.
Wow, this is great!
And what do they end up doing? Change immediately out of them, of course! I am not even fucking kidding. They dress up in these things just so they can be out of them in the very next scene. 38 minutes in, and they only change once just to directly change out of them. What is it, Casual Friday? Well, at least they have the cars now, so that has to lead to some kick-ass action, right? Oh, you bet! They drive those turbo-fast, morphin-powered vehicles of awesome to a 19th century ship where they immediately get out of their cars, park them inside, and ride the incredibly uneventful HMS Pinnabore. Go, go, Power Rangers! You can use evil powers just so you can ride the Power Rangers! Oh, and get this. Since Rocky is out of commission, Zordon finds another recruit to be the Blue Ranger. You will never guess who it fucking is.
Wow, cool. Justin, what are you doing here? Guys, I'm the new Blue Ranger.
My God. It never had a chance. You see it right, folks. That little pipsqueak who only got a few seconds of screen time is officially the new Blue Ranger. You know, Zordon, are there no armed forces or military who want to take these jobs? It's always got to be kids and teenagers.
Well, we knew that if any of them went crazy in the future, nobody would care. It's what all kid stars do.
Huh? We'll talk about this later. Right now, we gotta get those cars in that ship.
Oh, hi, Skeleton. Should probably question that. Oh well, let's put this 9-year-old in unspeakable danger. By the way, do you know martial arts? Yeah, fuck it. Ship ahoy! But as the ship sails, Divatox manages to sneak some monsters on board.
Guys. Hey, guys.
A barely hearable whisper? I'd pick that up anywhere.
Ah, look out!
Time to put the Johnny Young kibosh on these asses! Oh, what? We gotta fight in this movie? I was hoping for another hour of jungle searching or throwing ourselves off things. Hey, it worked!
Good job, Critic! You stopped the movie's stupidity right in its tracks.
Ha! Suck it, traffic cone tits!
Oh, you think you have defeated me?
Yeah.
Well, you haven't! I call upon the power of the movie bomb!
Zordon, what is that?
It's the greatest weapon she has. A movie bomb. A creature that destroys all possibilities in a rising franchise. Its latest victim was After Earth.
My God, he's still playing the movie through the airwaves! Somebody has to go down there and stop him!
Well, I'm just a head.
Well, I guess that means only one alternative. It's pandering time.
Hey, you! Alright, you box office poison, I'm gonna give you a review and you'll never forget! I'm going to tear apart every single one of your contrivances! I'm gonna nail you right in the plot hole! Hold on.
Hey, Zordon, what's the deal? Every time I put this helmet on, I'm jumping around like an attention deficit jumping bean.
It is the Power Ranger way. Now review that stinker.
Do you think this movie will make any possible sense whatsoever? No! Your movie is so cliche they can't even put it into words! I mean, the acting, it's horrid, and the writing, it's a joke! How could anybody watch this piece of crap and actually expect to like it? I ask you, what is the point of you keeping the Power Rangers out of their costumes for so long? Do you honestly think anyone cares about what kind of metrosexual necklace Tommy is wearing? They don't even wear the costumes during the fight scenes, when they could actually use them! And for that matter, the fight scene is not even that impressive. Half the monsters are defeated off-screen! And even the ones who aren't? Look at that! They actually have to help them off the ship! That's lame! And what is up with this line?
This show ain't the Love Boat.
Do you think anyone in your age demographic would possibly get that? Was it supposed to be a joke for adults? You know they're already on the 8th level of Angry Birds by this point! They tuned out a while ago! It's not working, Zordon! He seems to be impervious to criticism!
Very well. You will have to use hand-to-hand combat. Fight him off with all your martial arts skills, and maybe you won't have to use the giant robot.
Got it! Alright, big, tall, and ugly, the time has come for you—
What giant robot?
The 10-story high one that we only use as a last resort.
This guy is like a foot taller than me. Why don't I use the giant robot first?
We can't.
Why?
We just can't.
Why?
It's not how we do things.
It's not how you do things.
Just be honorable. Fight him man to man.
Right.
Alright, evildoer, now the time has come for me to send you into a world of—
Go, giant robot!
Ow! Wow! It's Mega Big Voltronimus Primo! Now that's the shit I'm talking about!
Hey, you little cheater! That's not how it's done!
You got a problem? Take it up with the flour tortilla that used to be your monster. And just to pour more salt in the wound, I'm gonna keep reviewing the movie. Think of it as a victory lap for those who know how to use their giant robots.
Ow!
Beat me up, Scotty.
That was not the honorable way.
But was the effective way? You can't argue with results. So Divatox crosses worlds with the wizard's magic, and the Rangers follow. In the meantime, Kimberly escapes with Bulk and Skull, but Jason doesn't get out in time. Why? Because he has to save her from her shirt. Yeah. Something you'll notice very quickly is that this reappearance of the classic Rangers is not very action-packed. Every other second they have to be rescued from Divatox, monsters, hell, even men with sticks. Fucking men with sticks is too much for them! I wouldn't mind too much if any of the other Rangers did anything in this movie. But no, it's just patiently waiting on that goddamn boat. Hell, their new theme should go like this.
Yo-ho, a ranger's life for me. We wait so tediously for plot, please give us something to do. It's all just the same, we're boring and lame, can we trade places with you? Yo-ho, a ranger's life for me. But eventually they do make it to the location of the demon.
There it is. The lost island of Miranthus.
Here on Gilligan's But then Divatox finds out that the Rangers are on her tail and decides to call for help.
Hi, Rita. I need your advice. How do I get rid of the Power Rangers?
What? If I knew that, do you think I'd be lying here listening to this? My advice to you, Divatox? Run!
Oh, there, now see, Rita? You're in this movie.
It's a 1-minute cameo in my pajamas! And on top of that, do you really want to think about the image of me and Lord Zed doing it?
No.
Exactly! Oh!
So they decide to send Adam to the island in his car. Wait, how is that doable? Wait a minute, they float?
Oh, yes. They float, Georgie. They float.
And he finally arrives there, driving his fearsome... Oh, can't this kid catch a break? First he's a frog, then they make him look like David from Roseanne, and then they give him a minivan. A fucking minivan! Is an emergency soccer pickup gonna be needed in the near future? You can give it all the cool sound effects you want. It's still a minivan. The other Rangers eventually join him and try to save Jason, whom they have evilly dressed up as a Sith Lord and... tied a rope around his dick? What the hell is going on here? Is this Divatox's perverted sense of torture? Oh, God, you are sick, lady. You are fucking sick. I mean, there's dick moves, and then there's dick moves. In fact, by the time this walk is over, I'll be surprised if his dick moves. Ooh.
After it looks like the natives of the island captured Kimberly too. Yeah, again, though, threatening men with sticks. They take them into a cave for a ceremony to bring the demon monster to life. And now, fucking finally, only an hour and 10 minutes in, do we finally see them transform for a fight scene. And yes, even a little kid transforms.
Red Lightning Turbo Power!
Whoa! All right!
Wait a minute! What the hell happened here? Was there a Mighty Morphin puberty burst that happened during the transformation? Can they all do that? Can they all grow double their size? I think that'd be sort of a distinct advantage in conflict, wouldn't it? Actually, I wonder if he uses this to pick up women at bars.
No, really, babe. I'm 18. Now what do you say we go to my bunk bed and I unzip my fly and never take this costume off?
So they get ready to sacrifice Kimberly and Jason to summon the demon. And I will admit this movie can redeem itself if it partakes in a Kali-style heart rebound. But the Rangers show up and they partake in their usual Six Flags-style stunt show.
Get out my way!
Not even close, but okay!
But unfortunately, they don't get to Kimberly and Jason in time, which means they don't die, strangely enough. They just get turned evil, which apparently in this movie means not so strangely looking a whole lot like Bella Swan.
You've got to fight the evil!
Evil is like evil does.
You named my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
Kimberly, no! No.
Yes, we're your friends!
Friends?
That might be my favorite reaction in the entire movie. It either suddenly hit her how stupid this scene is, or she was suddenly possessed by a drunk Patty and Selma.
Friends?
Come on, Ranger! This one is mine! You will snap into a Slim Jim!
The wizards use their magic to snap them out of it, but nevertheless, the demon is risen, causing the Rangers to whip out the weapons they wouldn't whip out when their friends were in danger. That's nice.
Haven't changed a bit.
The monster has no interest in joining with Divatox, and instead plans to grow large and look to cause trouble, resulting in the Rangers putting together their giant awesome bot.
Now the blaster's lined up and coming in!
This long transformation scene taking place while the monster presumably waits patiently in the corner results in them putting together their biggest creation yet.
Mega Maid.
Close enough. They have a short clash of the Cretans, and of course, wouldn't you know it, they win the fight. So, how could we possibly end after a note like that? How about that kickboxing competition that only got 2 minutes of screen time? Because, yeah, in the end, that's what it's all been building up to, right? An even poorer man's version of sidekicks?
The national championship title goes to the Angel Crush!
They win the tournament, this kid fantasizes about this half a second for the rest of his life, and the guy who plays Rocky fires his agent. And that's Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. It's stupid, campy, and doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But
What?
when you think about it, when everything is said and done, Power Rangers is...
Critic! The monster is back! We must return to stop him!
Again? Alright, where is that Scooby-Doo monster?
Whoa! The low angle shot made him huge!
Pandering time! Haha! Now we're both gigantic, and for some reason transformed the suburban park into a Japanese mountainside. But nevertheless, you're going down!
Haha! It's too powerful now! You can never stop it!
You're right! I can't stop it! Huh? It doesn't matter if you show how goofy or campy or silly it was, because that's what people liked about it to begin with. It's like Ninja Turtles or He-Man or Transformers or something like that. Yeah, it was stupid, but I still think fondly of it because it was my childhood escape. I didn't enjoy Power Rangers, but it wasn't meant for me. It was for a younger generation of people to look back and enjoy how preposterously over the top it was. Get the picture?
No! I will continue to show the movie to the world, tormenting everybody who watches it!
How the hell am I gonna stop it from forcing everybody to watch this movie? I mean, if somebody who really hated the show couldn't stop it, then... Green Ranger, go!
Great! I don't even know what I'm saying right now, I just like saying the word great! Great! Huh?
So why did they give up the Zeo powers? There was nothing wrong with them. They just switched out from Zeo to Turbo. So every time that Rita throws her staff down, does she just like magic it back up every time? Or is there like a big long fishing line that she just pulls it back up really, really hard?
No! It's too geeky! It's too geeky!
Empress of Evil if it turns out Lord Zed is actually higher up in the food chain? And how is he an Emperor of Evil if there's actually a guy who's higher up even than him?
Thanks, Linkara. You saved the day with your disturbed obsession.
How bad is the economy of Angel Grove considering they have an abandoned warehouse district that always seems to be destroyed? It must be a huge frickin' area!
Well, folks, if something this kooky has been around for 20 years, must be doing something right. Enjoy your incredibly silly show. It's ridiculous nonsense, but it's your ridiculous nonsense. I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember it, so you don't have to.
Go Nostalgia Critic, you want it more than Nostalgia Critic. This song is here to praise your heroes and sucker your foes. Will buy it just to shut you the fuck up. But still, the song's so awesome you cannot deny. It makes the coolest scenes out of try. Go Nostalgia Critic. Go Nostalgia Critic.
Friends?